All right, welcome back. Time to get through the other four teams that were in the playoffs last year. Seattle Reign. This team, it's hard to tell what's going to happen here. They lost a legend in Lauren Barnes, but there wasn't a lot of movement otherwise. So they are very good defensively, but it's a question of where their goals are going to be coming from. My biggest thing is, will the continuity allow them to move up, or does the stagnation kind of cause them to get past? I know a lot of teams around them lost players, and that could be cause for the teams dropping a bit. Like already we talked about earlier, Portland having some issues, and they were only ahead of Seattle by a point. So that's kind of where we stand right now in terms of this team. Like, you could move up just because the teams ahead of you have dropped off a bit, but are you going to be able to handle the teams that actually have made some moves, and are you just going to get sped through by everyone else? It's very hard to tell. I I don't know if I would say Seattle's definitely out, but there is something to be minded with them. I'm not sure how much they've got in them on this. We'll see, though. All right, so with that, let's look to San Diego Wave, the arch rivals. They've already gotten a shield, so already got a little bit of a jealous streak on that one. And they do have a nice stadium at Snapdragon, but, it's not BMO. We'll talk about BMO in a bit. They did manage to sign Lunmila from Chicago, but they've also had to shed a few contracts. They are trying to hire or bring in someone from Chelsea, who is now in fire sale mode because their team completely fumbled their structure, and now a team that had been dominating is struggling to stay in the qualifying positions in their league for Europe. So very interesting developments. I am not going to call karma on that. But San Diego is going to be trying to have a step up moment for its youth, especially in goal. With their veteran now gone, no Sheridan this year, there is going to be a talent vacuum and a leadership vacuum they've got to fill. So this team could take to it really quickly, or it could have growing pains. Either way, I would expect there to be at least one really weak run from them this season. Does that drop them off? A little bit, probably, but are their teams ready to take their spot? That is the question. One that could is Racing Louisville. Louisville took 7th last year. Their team had been pressed up against the edge of the playoffs for a couple years at this point, and they finally broke through the ceiling. Didn't do much once they were there, but they did make the effort, and it's a big moment for them. It's a sign that they have grown. Their defense was a little suspect. They were definitely trying to score their way out of problems. And so, with the roster mostly the same, are they primed to improve? There are definitely teams that they could take advantage of after all of this, so I am cautiously optimistic for them. I think they could definitely stand to get ahead of San Diego here. They weren't behind by that much. And yeah, I think this could be an interesting season for them. And then we got Gotham, the Cup champions. Got in as the 8th seed last year. Injuries plagued them most of the year. Got a few people back near the end. Got hot for a month and then won the championship. So yeah, they are the Cup winners from last year, and they did have to take out the Shield winner en route. So it was certainly an impressive moment, but Now the question becomes, was that a 1 month flash in the pan? Or is this team ready to actually step up and move up the rankings? I do expect they will because their squad is now healthy. But I don't think they are going to contend for the Shield. Now, their roster had some pretty hard limits, I felt like, before this. And so I will say, with regard to Gotham, I think their ceiling is as high as third. I do not think they are on Washington and Kansas City's level. And with people not really overlooking them this time, I don't suspect they repeat the cup either. But this could be a good moment for them to have a really jazzing regular season and continue that increase in attendance that they've been enjoying year over year as they've finally settled into a home stadium. It seems to be working pretty well for them. And I am happy for that. After years of them trying to get a home, they finally got one right around COVID time. And it's in New Jersey because that's what New York teams do. They play in New Jersey. It's a good thing for them. I'm glad for them. All right, we are going to look at all the non-playoff teams that aren't Angel City in the next one. So you're gonna have a lot of mad rush happening all at once here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the expansions with Angel City, but we will have the other 5 all coming in at once. So might be slightly longer or not. It'll depend on how much I really decide I want to say on these ones. I do think there will be a bit more to say, though. Okay, just a moment.